I hate my fucking job. Now, granted, I am grateful, I am thankful to even have a job. I called off for 2 days in a row. And before anybody jumps to conclusions, let me just say this. I didn't call off because I didn't want to work. I called off because my anxiety has been at an all-time high.
This guy says, I work full time every single day, still feel broke. Says just tired, honestly, been working full time, showing up all the time. Rent eats up most of the paycheck. Groceries are just so expensive right now. And if something unexpected happens, well, it's time to get into debt. Everyone says just get a better job. It's not easy. Most of the jobs that this guy finds don't pay more or want a degree. It sucks, okay? Right now, Americans are really stuck. Some Americans are working 2 to 3 jobs and they're still broke. I mean, we're literally living in a time where you could have like 2 jobs and you can't even feed yourself. Whereas back like 30 years ago, if you had a job, you could feed your entire family. Check out some of these videos.
Can somebody explain why I'm making more money but I'm still broke? I done sat down, I did the budget and the bills, and the math still ain't mathing. I'm eating the same food, I'm living in the same house, I'm driving the same car, and I still ain't got no extra money. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
You don't have a money issue, you have a habit issue. It's what you are doing with the money that's the problem. You eating up the money. You going out with the money. You using it for your instant gratifications, the TikTok shop cart and the Amazon cart and the Shein cart. That's where the money is going. It's what you are doing with the money. I used to think that money was survival and money was to pay for bills until I had to change my belief systems and change my habits on how I used my money. I stopped spending my money on things that had no intrinsic value, no actual value. Stuff that I couldn't resell because I done ate it all up, or it was cheap clothing that couldn't be resold if I needed. I started to use my money as a tool to buy assets with. You start changing the way that you use your money, you're going to see totally different outcomes.
I quit my job today. I didn't intend to do that. I don't have another job lined up. And I'm not getting on TikTok to hope for my viral moment so that I can make this my job instead, though that would be really nice. I don't expect that. Instead, I just kind of want to talk about how it really sucks to understand fundamentally that I have to participate in capitalism in order to make money and live in this world. But God, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, what job is there where it's okay for me to be a human being who has bad days? Because every job I've ever had gets real mad when you need a day off but don't have a doctor's note, and they fail to have any sympathy for the fact that they're the ones that are paying you and you have no money to go to the doctor for that doctor's note. Make that make sense. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been applying to jobs for weeks because I already wanted to leave. I didn't expect to leave like this. I hope to have a job before then. But I can't think of a single job that I want because I don't want to work. And I know that there's going to be a bunch of fucking old people and Republicans that are going to come yell at me and say, these people these days, they don't want to work, blah, blah, blah. No, I fucking don't. And you're brainwashed if you do. I don't want to work. I want to do the shit I enjoy. And I think everyone does. And you're lying to yourself if you don't. And that's not to say that shit doesn't need to get done, but I don't want to be on my deathbed, look back and be like, wow, I didn't have any happy moments because all of it was spent worried about whether or not I was a good fucking employee. That's all. I don't need a perfect life, even. I don't need, like, amazing shit. I just want to look back and have more joy than despair. Like, I don't feel like that's a lot to ask. It feels like a lot to ask, actually, in the times we're living in. I don't know. I had an idea that I was going to sit down and make a TikTok and it was going to be some grand thing that I was just like, mic drop. How amazing was that? I don't know why I think that every time I'm going to make a TikTok. I think that this one's going to be the masterpiece and then I have fucking nothing to say because I'm not that remarkable of a person. I just have a thoughts. I have thoughts in my brain and I want to share them. See, I'm not that remarkable of a person, clearly. I don't know. If anyone has any tips for being an adult human in these dumpster fire times, please share them. Community is everything at these times, and I mean that genuinely, although I sound sarcastic. I'm gonna go pick up my library book and I guess keep applying to jobs. See y'all later.
Working 2 jobs right now, and I get paid bi-weekly for both of them, and they happen on the same exact day. So I woke up this morning and my account was booming. I just wanted to share the good news because, like, yeah.
I'm just gonna say I hate working. I hate working. And it's not even that I hate my job or my coworkers. I love my job, I love my coworkers. But the fact that, like, I gotta wake up every day at 5 a.m., get ready, drive somewhere, and spend 10 hours of my day there is sad. Like, this shit is so dead, y'all. Like, and we gotta do this until we're like 60 years old or even older. This shit is so whack. And the money doesn't even motivate me, y'all. I don't care about the money. I want to get up and live my life and not have to work.
I just got my husband's last paycheck of the year in the mail. And I don't usually look, but I've seen everywhere online say you should be keeping the last paycheck and putting it away somewhere. I was like, okay. So I opened it and I looked at it. Big mistake, huge, because I've been mad ever since. And I know he's got to be. So, do you want to know the difference between the gross pay and the net pay? $23,000. $23K. Yeah. Now, some of that is healthcare, yes, and dental. But it was just for him for a better part of the year. I only got on the last 2 months. I'm in here stomping my feet. No wonder they call it gross pay. It's disgusting. Make you want to barf. Immediately. I was punching the air. Yeah, all year long we're told, honey, you're a bad steward of your money. Not my husband, but the internet. No, it's the government.
You're working full time and still broke? Babe, something has to change. I was doing everything I was supposed to do too, and yet was still barely covering bills, still swiping my credit cards for groceries, and still losing sleep over money. Until I found something that changed everything. A simple, beginner-friendly online program that taught me how to earn $300, $600, even $900 per sale in just 2 hours a day from my phone. No tech skills, no complicated funnels, just a proven system, a supportive community, and 100% profit. Now let me ask you this. What would $900 a day do for your family? How would it feel to actually breathe again, to stop surviving and start living? Comment ready and I'll send you the same blueprint I followed to turn time into freedom and content into cash.
Living paycheck to paycheck is not normal. It's just common. And there's a difference. Most women were never taught how money works outside of employment. We were taught, go to school, work hard, be responsible, get a job. And no one taught us how to build income that doesn't rely around clocking in. So when you feel stuck financially, it's not because you're bad with money. It's because you weren't taught any other model. If you want a beginner breakdown that explains how women are making income online in a real way, comment guide and I'll send it.
Hey guys, I just want to check on everybody to see if everybody's okay. Who is living paycheck to paycheck? Are you struggling? Because I pay pretty decent money and the amount I just had to pay in insurance is blowing my mind. Like, how are you supposed to do anything in life? I'm self-employed. I literally cannot even try to begin to save for retirement because twice a week I'm having to get gas, $65 twice a week because I live 30 minutes away, there and back. My husband has gas and we have homeowners insurance, car insurance, business insurance, health insurance, dental insurance. I mean, and groceries for me and my husband, I'm just trying to decide, is it better for us to get groceries or to eat out? Because I don't know what to do anymore. Like, is there a secret that I don't know about, because I would like to know how everybody's making it. Is everybody okay? What's the secret? Are y'all struggling? Are y'all living paycheck to paycheck?
Am I the only one who feels like I will never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash. They pay you the bare minimum, but want you to show up and give your 110%. How does that work? These houses, they want you to pay $1,000+ for rent, and they're 1980 houses. You gotta have a deposit, last month's rent, first month's rent. Like, why do I need to pay last month's rent? I don't understand that. Car insurance, car payments, they're rip-offs. Why am I paying $300 for car insurance? I don't understand. Health insurance, skyrocket. Food, skyrocket. Like, I just don't understand how I will ever be able to afford to wake up and go hop on a plane and enjoy my best life. I just don't understand. By the time my kids get to adulthood, they're gonna have to pay to open the door to walk out of their own house. I really, really, really rather be a cockroach crawling on the ground for free than have to live this life every day. Like, I can't be the only one who feels this way. Like, I need to know, y'all that get to wake up and take trips and go across country and do $100 shopping sprees at Target every single day, what are you doing? What's the secret to life? What is the secret recipe that you have that we don't have? Let us know.
All right, I keep seeing people on here saying that they're living paycheck to paycheck on a $120,000 salary. And I'm going to tell you why you're wrong and you're just really bad at spending your money. General disclaimer, this is for people that are just single people, no kids, no nothing, no outside expenses. But at the end, I'll explain that you still have enough money left over for those kinds of things if you need. So, $120,000 a year. Anyone knows there's 12 months in a year? If you could do simple division, 120,000 divided by 12, that is $10,000 a month. But oh no, we pay taxes, whatever, 25% of that, 25% of 10,000 is 2,500. Take that off, you're clearing $7,500, $7,500 in your pocket. Awesome. But let's pay for the stuff that we need to live. All right, rent. Highballing rent, $3,000. That's if you're living in LA, you're living in New York City. That's a highball. Most people probably pay $1,500 at most. But say $3,000. You're at $4,500, $4,500 in your pocket. All right. But we want to pay utilities because we like lights and we like, heat. So that's another like $200. Take that off. You have $4,300. Groceries, because who doesn't want to eat and survive or whatever. Another $200 a month for just you. You should not be spending more than $200 a month. If you have roommates or whatever, that's different, but you're splitting the cost. Anyway, $200 a month for you, $4,100. Now let's just say you have a new car, you're paying it off. You got that $500 monthly expense. Take another $500 off. Still sitting at a cool $3,600, which, let me remind you, is more than some people make in a month. Anyway, but you also have a phone, because who doesn't? It's 2023. We all sit on those things all day. That is another $100 a month about. So you're down at $3,500. But say you're someone who also has some student loans. Who doesn't at this day and age, right? So that's another $500, but you're still sitting at $3,000 of cleared money in your pocket. But let's hypothetically say you're also someone like me who recently, well, I didn't turn 26 yet, but I will be, and I will need to buy my own health care. You get a Gucci premium package, $200. 3,000 minus 200, that's $2,800. $2,800 in your pocket. That is all you technically need to spend. Yes, you still have enough money to pay $40 a month for the gym. You still have enough money to pay, I don't know, whatever the heck you do. But all the expenses you need to pay leave you with $2,800. You could pay for a kid on that. You could buy a house. Start spending your money better. Thanks.
We did everything right. We worked hard, we paid our bills, we raised our children the right way. So can somebody explain why in my 50s, my husband and I, we're living paycheck to paycheck? Retirement seems so completely out of reach. At this point, I feel like I'm going to be working till I'm 80 years old. What, I get a couple of years that I can sit back and relax? I'm so done with feeling stuck and definitely looking for a way out. So if you're in your 50s and you know you deserve more, comment me and let's figure this all out together.
When I think about it, I'm not poor, but I live paycheck to paycheck. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I have money, but not, like, enough. You know what I mean? Because by the time I do have money, it's the next bill. It's the next month. And I have to pay my bills. So, I'm low-key poor. I don't know. Whatever.
I seen this girl on here and she basically said like about people talking about like living paycheck to paycheck, and she said basically like, is it really a bad thing that we live paycheck to paycheck, or do y'all just have bad habits basically? And in our reality, y'all know, you can have the best habits, you can budget, you can save money out of all your checks, you can meal prep, you can do a lot of shit, right? And you get sick one time and you ain't got no motherfucking insurance, and see how much that sets you back. I got sick. I got the stomach virus last summer, y'all. I went to urgent care. I ain't got no insurance. I came out of $500 because they want to run all these stupid ass tests, and they do stupid stuff, unnecessary shit. You have a car problem, that's finna set you back. You can have all this money in your savings. Certain stuff happen in life. You just never know what's gonna happen. Anything can happen tomorrow, and it'll set you. You done came out a couple $1,000s. It's anything. In our reality, they just need to pay. I need some extra fucking money. A lot of people are getting paid minimum wage. We need money. You can have the best habits. You need some extra money. The fuck?
Get rid of all of your bills except for rent and your phone bill. Do it. Do it for 6 months. Just do it for 6 months. Get rid of all of your streaming services. Find the episodes and the movies you want to watch online for free. They're there, I promise. Gas, sure. So here's what I've done. I got rid of every single bill except for the rent that I pay, my phone bill, and my gym, which is $15 a month. Now I have an automatic bank account set up for half of that amount to be put into a separate bank account from every paycheck. So with every paycheck, if I put half of my bill amount away, which is like $450, $500, I live with my best friend. I know for some people that's gonna look almost double. But if you put half of your bills away each paycheck into a separate account and you have them automatically taken out, or not even automatically, you can do it yourself. And I used part of that school money to put a month of my bills away, so I'm always a month ahead. I have had $600 to $700 extra dollars from every paycheck since I've started doing this. I've always lived paycheck to paycheck, but I got a little bit of school money, so I decided to use that to just put away into a like savings account, and like as an emergency fund. And then, like I said, every paycheck I put half of my bills into a separate account. I think this is the way to go. I saw somebody else doing it on TikTok, and to be honest, it's been 6 weeks now. And granted, I've spent a little bit extra money than I should. I have an account that's just for spending, but I've gone over that. But still, I have everything that I need and more, technically, since I overspent, and I still have money in my account, and it's great. Please do it if you're somebody who's been living paycheck to paycheck.
It's people making $250,000 a year and they still living paycheck to paycheck. They said $250,000 a year ain't no money. It's crazy because they actually not lying. But it just depends on your situation. $250,000 a year don't look the same on everybody. If you're a person making $250,000 a year with 5 kids, with kids in general, with a bunch of debt, a bunch of bills, a bunch of things that go out, and you never really get to hang on to majority of your income, your financial profile looks totally different from another person who makes $250,000 a year with no children, unmarried, not a lot of extra debt, or they don't actively owe on a lot of things. $250,000 a year looks completely different on those two type of people. Do you know what I would do with $250,000 a year? $250,000 a year? Do you know just how far along, just how better off I would be with $250,000 a year? And even then, I still would love to see what a person making $250,000 a year and saying that's still not no money. I would love to see what you're doing with your money.
People are always saying that the average American makes $45,000 a year. Where does the average American work? I want to make $45,000 a year. Are you kidding me? The most I have ever made is $30,000 in a year. Where are these people working that they're making $45,000? Like, don't just tell me that they're making $45,000 a year. Where do they work? Is their job hiring? I need more details. Like, where are they getting these numbers from? I don't think I know anybody in my life who is making $45,000 a year. Like, that is insane. I think that's like the average, only because like there's literal billionaires who are making like so much in a year that like regular people, they're like, oh, the average is 45,000. The average person, I would say, probably makes like 30,000, like 35,000. Like, you're not making $45,000 an hour on like a $15 an hour fast food salary. Like, where are the people who are making $45,000 a year? Where are they working? Are they hiring? Tell me that, America!
Let's talk about how I'm still broke even though I'm making more than I ever have in my whole entire life. So let's start with what my husband and I make in a year, and this is going to be an estimate of what we're going to be making in this upcoming tax season, and that's $57,658. This is after taxes, and so this is just an estimate because currently my husband and I are both freelance. We are 1099 workers, and so everything that we make is not taxed. And so I did math, and if you do 30% of everything that we've made this year, that is the total of how much we have made. So let's break down what our monthly income looks like. My husband and I combined, what we make consistently after taxes per month is $3,500. That's everything that we technically try to live by, but obviously that's not enough because our monthly bills and everything that's like priorities, like bills and paying off debts right now, is $4,445.94. So the way that we are able to output that is I do social media. In total on social media, what I made this year after taxes is $15,658.80. If you divided that up by the whole entire year, that's $1,304-ish per month. So when you add that up to everything that we're making every single month, which is $3,500, it gives us a total of $4,800.04, and that's per month. So we're left with $358.96 every single month as leftover, and that technically is for anything else because I didn't include things like subscriptions and random things that we're buying per month, so we're really not left with that much. My goal is to eventually create a savings, but I truly don't know how possible that is in this economy. On top of all of our bills that we have, we also are in so much debt. We currently have $16,660 in credit card debt, which we are currently paying off, but we also have a total of student loan debt of $87,434.35. So hopefully sharing that makes you feel less alone, because I know most of us feel so broke in this economy, and honestly this is a year that I'm just trying to let go of things that are not in my control. I get so stressed even thinking about all of this, and doing all this math really makes me stress out. But at the end of the day, I know that my husband and I are trying our best. We are working, we are doing everything that we can, and we are literally making the most we've ever made, and it's just not enough, and that's okay. We're just gonna keep going and hope for the best, and I know that eventually things are gonna get better, and for now, the fact that we can at least get by is enough.